Hi, all you SPMEs out there. Today's question has 3 tips, and the third one is a secret as to how saving money can cost you money. Now, the question that was sent in was how I wrote my first book, and plus self-publishing tips. So after this video, I hope you will know what exactly I did in order to get my first book onto the market. You will have the steps necessary to copy the path that I took and modify it if necessary, and you're going to feel fantastic and ready to get started today. So let's get into it. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com. Hit the subscribe bell if you would like for me to make more videos like this one, and check out below in the description and you can find my absolutely free self-publishing checklist to help you get started on your self-publishing journey. So, where exactly did it start? How I wrote my first book plus self-publishing tips? Here's the thing. When I first got started, I wanted to see if it was possible to get some of my ideas out onto the market. In particular, I was looking at dealing with the area of goal achievement, which is what we're all actually trying to do. That's the reason you're even watching this video right now. Little did I know I was going to completely fail, but we'll get to that in a bit. I wanted to get a book onto the market. So that was my first thing. I had tried before, and I saw that the process to getting a book on the market was really complicated. There are so many steps and things like covers and finance and money that would transfer, and how much should you pay in order to create the book and in order to get it formatted and to get the cover and to get it out there. And what's the point of investing all this money if you don't even know if you will even earn it back? Now, I didn't want to fail like I had previously with regards to other ways of making money, whether doing some affiliate marketing or other steps of selling services on Fiverr or things like that in order to try to go about that route. And I saw that the Kindle revolution was a fantastic one and was definitely worth my time and trying to invest into it. And I just didn't want to fail like I had on my previous experiences. So there was a lot at stake here. But how exactly would I go about doing that? Well, I read up a lot, and I knew some people who did it, but also weren't necessarily getting sales, and I came across a book by Steve Scott, who does books on habits, but also on self-publishing, and he broke it down into some simple steps that were necessary. Now, it wasn't the steps necessary for me to get my books to sell a lot, but it was necessary in order just to get something onto the market. And so by following the steps in a 30-day path in order to get that focus that I needed and to get the book completed and the cover created, though that was also a pain because, again, I wasn't plugged into any community of any sort. So I was just trying to figure it out based upon some of the writings that he had done and some of the confusing stuff that was coming in from the sides. But with his help and by following the steps, I was able to get my very first book onto the market. But you see, the whole problem was I completely failed. And the way that I failed was that I didn't understand that it's important which market you're going to put your book on. And so that left me feeling like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But the fact was I did get the book on the market and I was making sales every now and then. And that felt fantastic. And it felt good enough that it left me wondering if maybe, just maybe, I might be able to do this again with another book. And that would be my habits book or my email book. Now, that's a long story and I'm not going into that today, but that was exactly how I wrote my very first book. But let's get into some of the tips around this one. The first key issue when you're getting started with self-publishing is that you're going to want to make progress every single day. Now, how do we do that? Well, it's very simple. When we don't have a manuscript, we don't have the book at all, right? So we're going to need to write the book. And so I suggest you dedicate 30 minutes a day to writing the book, or if you prefer, 1,000 words a day. There's lots of things, taking courses and reading books and things that maybe really to have no impact whatsoever on what you're doing. But the key is making progress every day, putting your butt in your chair and pumping out that book. You can fix it afterwards. Do not edit as you go. Just get the book out. And it's especially important with the first book because there are many things that are going to try to stop you and slow you down from making progress. You're going to have that internal voice telling you, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to do that, but you're going to need to press through it. We are not waiting for some supernatural muse or something to help us here. We just simply need to keep pounding it through, and success breeds success, and that is a key issue here. Now let's move on to our second tip. Find a network of people who are also trying to get books out and get them selling, and also sharing strategies. And all three of those components are important. So the first is people with the same like mindset. And you can find them right here in my channel under the comments section. I'm always interacting with different self-publishers or people who are just getting started and wanting to know, well, can I do it in this market? I live here, and how does this work? So this is a perfect place to put your questions, and I will answer them. Another issue is that you want to make sure the people you're interacting with actually are self-publishing. There are huge communities of people with the desire to do stuff, but never ever making any real progress on it. And you do not want to be around those people. They will pull you down and spend a lot of time talking and less time doing. And that is not what you need. You need motivation to do. And the best thing is to be around people who are doing. So I personally put out 185 books, but there are people who've put out thousands of books onto the market. And anyone is fine, but just choose somebody or a group that actually has people who are putting books out, okay? And sharing strategies, and that's what I try to do on this channel. Many of the strategies that caused my book not to sell when I first put it on because it wasn't optimized, I want to share those strategies with you so you do not make the same mistakes. And the overload that was coming in on me when I first got started, I'm trying to make it simple and easy for you so you simply do not have to face that. You don't have to buy anything. Just listen to the content that I'm putting out, and I can guarantee you, you're going to see your book sell, and you're going to be motivated to get more books onto the market. And now that brings us in to the third and the secret answer of the day. It is buying the tools you will need to make sure you aren't wasting time and are increasing sales. Now, why, you might be wondering, is that important? And the answer is some people, and I myself was in this category, and I even have told you in some previous videos how to do this, but you can go completely free. You do not need any tools at all other than just a computer, an internet connection, and you can put your books onto the market. Now, they won't sell. I discovered that the hard way, complete failure. They were awful when I first started, but after a period, I began to fix them, and by now, we're seeing plenty of sales coming through from different books every single day, just like popcorn popping, each of the different books selling on different platforms, and then the money just comes in, and I'm able to reinvest in order to put more books on the market and also to help you in your process of putting books on the market. The tools that I use, there's too many to mention, but you can check below, see my affiliate links in the description if you're curious, and maybe you found better ones. I'd be interested in hearing from your experience as well. So how I wrote my first book plus self-publishing tips. Tell me what you have found. How did you write your first book? I would love to hear it. Let me know below in the comments, and check up above me here for more video answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.